Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Happy Friday, November 29th. But whenever you're watching, especially if you're watching the replay, totally fine, totally great. Please feel free to fast forward wherever you want, especially if you got a reading or anything like that. Feel free to fast forward to wherever in the replay that you want or that you're called to. And let me see. So remember that when we are in this container or in a container like this, spirit and source work through all of us. So if I'm not reading for you specifically, but something resonates, take it, make it yours. How does it apply to your life, right? And if it doesn't resonate, don't take it. So discernment is always on the menu here. Remember, discernment, discerning what is yours, what is not, and then you also being able to discern when to just hold space, when to do all the things. Thank you, Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Hi, everybody that's joining me. If you're joining me live, hi. Let me know in the comments where you're joining from, or where you're watching from. Thank you for liking the live, Lisa. Yes, please like the live, share it out. That's great. That's great. Laverne, Ashton, the young woman. Hi. How is everybody doing on this Friday night or morning or whenever you're watching? Karina. Hi, Karina. Hi, Savannah. Yaris, Jose. California. Oh, you're California. You're in California, Lisa. Nice. That's awesome. So I am in Denver, Colorado. If anybody is wondering, my name is Angelica. I am a transformation alchemist, or a transformation architect, and a shadow alchemist. So I help people really make profound internal shifts so that they can just go and create the reality, the life that they love. I do have, while I am offering free readings, paid readings tonight, or actually free readings, paid readings and paid services. While I do that, I also do facilitate one-on-one work, group work, etc. Hi, Tanya. Hi, Coach. Hi, dude. So who would like a free reading? Just let me know that in the comments. Who would like a free reading tonight? Who's here for the free readings? Who is here for the free readings? I know you're here for the free readings, and that's okay. Thank you all for joining. Thank you. Good evening, Danny. Hi, Shelly. I feel like I keep... Okay, I'm gonna have to... There we go. That's way better, because it keeps doing the thing. All right. So let me know in the comments if you'd like a free reading. Danny, you would. Okay, sweet. Buster's mama, you'd like one too? Okay, cool. All right, my dears. So I'm going to let you know how to apply. Let's say apply. I'll show you how to... I'm going to tell you how to apply for a free reading. It's not really that. Words sometimes are difficult for me, and so I use whatever words are available in my head. So free readings, my dears, just comment with your name and a question, right? So it can be open-ended, it can be about your spiritual journey, it can be about love, health, career, etc. So just comment with your name and a question, right? These are the free readings, so I don't do pregnancy or fertility. These readings are short. So just remember, the free readings are going to be short, more concise, more compact as I can make them. And or you can ask for a one-card pool for the free readings. Yeah. As for my paid services, we have in-depth reading, quantum healing, mediumship, and multidimensional mediumship. We have a light language activation, healing readings. And if you'd like a paid reading or a paid service, Or if you have questions about it, leave it in the comments. I will definitely get to that. If you're like, oh my God, what is a quantum healing? That sounds really cool, but I don't know what that is, and you want me to explain, totally let me know. I will do that. And all the links to donate are in my profile. So if you want a paid service, you just have to go to the link in my profile to donate. There is Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, okay? And then you come back here and you let me know in the comments you donated. Because all of the people who do donate, they will go first. But we just kind of go with the free readings and we just start and go from there. So it's all good. You just happened upon me tonight. That's great. Well, thank you for being here. I love it. Thank you for being here. I am a little, I'm not as connected, or not connected. Oh, thank you. Who is that? Timeless. Thank you. Oh no, that was anonymous. Timeless sent the other thing. 8X is sending the flowers. Thank you for the gifts, y'all. I really appreciate that. Like I was saying, I'm a little tired, I guess, tonight. So just bear with me. Thank you, Anonymous, for the team bracelet. You got a team bracelet. That's dope. Thank you for the gifts. Okay. Francis, you're asking, will I remain at my job all of 2025? Well, here's the thing. That does get to be up to you for the most part, but I do understand what you're saying. Shelby, thank you guys for the me hearts, the heart me's. They're the me hearts. Thank you for those me hearts. I'm going to just start calling them that. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. And the heart puffs. Thank you, 8X. Thank you. Also, I will say at the end of the night, not now, but at the end of the night, my top gifter does get a choice of a couple of the paid services. So whatever I'm intuitively guided to offer, you have a choice between one of my paid services. So the top gifter, you got to stick around though. You can't just be like, oh, gonna be the top gifter, and you know, you got to be here. You got to be here, and you have to be present. Okay. So Francis, you were asking if you were going to be at the. I'm hearing a big no. I'm hearing a big shift in your. The company, it feels like it's going, I don't know if it's a different direction or something where it's kind of moving structures, and it feels like, I'll say this, if you feel the call to, because it feels like you're already sensing it, if you feel the call to like go do something else, or you feel inspired to go do something else, and that feels more aligned, I would really consider it carefully, because it feels like it would be a better option. Okay, so I don't see that happening, Francis. I hope that helps. Oh, thank you, Buster's mama, for the rose. Okay, so I swear I get these questions all the time. Okay, so Renee Lynn, thank you for the whatchamacallit. Thank you for the question. And Danny, thank you for the heart puff. Renee, you asked, what should I do with my relationship? Should I stay or should I leave? Well, here's the thing. I'm not here to tell you all of the things, right? I'm just here to give you information, and then you get to, in your own sovereignty and your own authority, make the best decision you can for your life. So let me just kind of tap in here to see where it's going, or what the alignment feels like. Renee. And then there you are. Okay. Relationship. So let me just drop in here for a minute. This, I'm hearing to pull you a card. So I'm going to pull you a card, because I don't always get information right away when I drop in. Oh, there it is. Ah, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah, this is what I was feeling. I was like, why does it just, yeah. So you can't make that up. So it feels like discord, you know, people divided, divorce, canceled events. So there's your card, my dear. I know you weren't asking for a card, Renee, but that's what's coming through. This feels more like lessons. It's time to learn the lesson so you can move on from this type of connection. Renee, that's what it feels like at the base of it, okay? But you get to choose. You get to choose, so I hope that helps. Lisa, for being my first gifter, my dear. Yes, card pool. I'm actually hearing two. So Lisa, oh. You got three that... You got three, and I'm going to keep the three, but I'm just going to show you the cards, okay? And because they have messages on them, so I'm just going to give you the cards. So Star Mother, how can you mother yourself? So like we got divine feminine energy, we got divine, and not just divine feminine, but like mother, because she kind of looks like the Virgin Mary, right? Or the Virgen de Guadalupe. She looks like, you know, Mother Mary, right? She gives this mothering vibe. So how can you mother yourself? This is about nurturing. So another word for how can you mother yourself would be how can you nourish yourself? How can you be compassionate for yourself? How can you be gentle with yourself? How can you be graceful with yourself? So that's the first card. Your second card is Anna, Grandmother of Jesus. So we got all of the divine feminine energy coming in right here. Seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan, right? Anna, Grandmother of Jesus. And if you haven't read that book, you might want to read that book since it came up in your card pools. Oh, this looks like the Tower card. This is a Tower card. So the crumbling, what are you clinging on to? So what is it time to let go of? The crumbling. What are you... So... this is the underneath. Okay, so it's really the divine feminine stuff that really wants to come through, but there's something that needs to crumble first. So it's like a Tower card in tarot. Something needs to go. It's no longer serving you. So it's like, what are you attaching to that's no longer serving you? And what are you clinging on to? Because it's no longer serving this divine feminine energy that wants to move and work through you, as you, and for you. Okay, so Lisa, that's your card pool, and thank you for being such a great gifter, my dear. Okay, so let me scroll through some of the messages. I'm way behind. Adeline, so Adeline, you're asking, you would like a card. I don't know if you're still here, but I'm going to pull you a card. There was almost one. I would be... okay. So you have 3 cards, my dear, but I'm going to only pick 2 or pick 1. So, Adeline, your card is dance. Do something to shift your vibration. Movement, dance, other ways, other types of movement, you know, weightlifting, exercise, working out, that type of thing, but like dance seems to come through very specifically for you, Adeline. Adex, thank you for the fast burst. Okay, and Timeless Adventures, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate that. Lisa, thank you for the rosies. Okay, I just want to... Who sent the donut? Buster's Mama, thank you for the donut. The donny. I like the donies. Oh, so Adex. Oh, thank you, Shelby, for the little finger heart. I want to call those heart me's too, but they're not called that. Adex, you're asking, should I focus on long form content, aka my gymnastics satirical news show? Ooh, Adex at night. Should you? Here's the thing. Let me just kind of focus in on your energy really quick. I really like this for you. I really like, I myself enjoy satire. Here's the thing. if you enjoy it and it feels, it feels you like being in that creative flow, even with, if you do edits and stuff, even if like the editing stuff doesn't always go to plan and you're like, that just the creative process, this actually feels really good for you. Like gymnastic satire, it does feel, it feels like that's part of your niche. Satire anyway, as far as like satire, comedy, this feels like it really lights you up, and it feels like it is very in alignment with your soul, and it's part of like, it feels like it's actually part of your blueprint of helping people to lighten the F up. So 8X, I would say yeah, go for it. Because it feels really good for you for whatever reason. So that's what I feel. But what do you feel, my friend? Because it feels really good for you. What's up? Yes, she's probably not here anymore. But Cheryl asking for a card pull. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for the likes. Yeah, please share out the live and like the live. Por favor, that would be great. So Cheryl card pull. There it is. Everybody's getting like 2-3 cards, but I'm gonna only pick up one. Oh, okay. All right. No, I'll leave this one. So here's the thing. Your first card, Cheryl. Energetic upgrades, right? A new way of being, integration. So you might feel tired, exhausted. Anybody else feeling exhausted lately? Because I am. So it feels like awakening. There's some new systems coming online for you, especially like spiritually, energetically, in that kind of realm of things. That's how I would interpret that card. However, underneath that card is the shadow. So like the mirror is who or what is triggering you. This feels more like a shadow card to me, or at least, in this reading, of what's triggering you, because it's also triggering your awakening, this new way of being. So who or what is triggering you? Because there's this connection of like realizing that there's something that needs to go and it needs to release for this new way of being to really come in and be embodied by you. Thank you for sharing the live out. I love that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Who was that? Is it Gina? Is it Gina? Gianna? I think it's Gina. I'm not sure. Gina or Gianna. I think it's Gina. Thank you for the follow. Lisa, you totally get it. You're so welcome. Irene. Okay, so let me just, I'm going to scroll through this. You're welcome, Adex. I'm glad that resonated. Yes, I think part of I get like Adex with your energy signature. I get like sacred clown vibes of like, the clown is there to help us all relax and lighten up and be able to laugh at the things that are uncomfortable, because that actually helps it helps us transmute the stuff, the dense stuff, the hard stuff that might be hard to look at, and to bring in comedy and lightheartedness is bringing the lightheartedness of a child and helps to transmute that energy. So I think that's beautiful for you. Adeline, was it, I don't think it was you. I think I read for you, Adeline, didn't I? Unless that was another one. I get multiple people with the same name or similar name, and sometimes it's getting a little confusing. So let me know if I already read for you. And thank you for sharing the live out. I guess, Joanna, I guess my question would be why? Can you give me a little bit of context as far as that? Danny, thank you for the rose. Yeah, so okay, so if you feel like your question's being lost or whatever, you just keep putting putting it in the comments, and just also being mindful to not spam it, but keep putting your comments in, or your questions in the comments. Oh, Katie. Wow, interesting. So your friend passed beside you in an accident 9 days ago. So sending you all of the comfort and the love during this time of transformation and transition. Did your friend make it to the other side? So let me just tune into your energy. I'm getting a very strong yes. So as a general rule, a lot of the people or our ancestors or the people who are on the other side supporting us, they tend to help us out and kind of pull us through if we're struggling in any kind of sense. So it just felt like there were people there to meet her, and they helped her through. Okay. Shelby, thank you for the roses. And Jelly Bean. That used to be my that was one of my nicknames for a while there. Thank you for sharing the live. Britt. So it sounds like you're integrating the stuff that we did the other night. Keep integrating. Rest, girl. Get your rest on. And good night. Let's see. Joanna, I was asking why. So you're asking, will my mom and her boyfriend break up soon? Why? Why do you want to know? Ooh, Shelby, I like that question. What do I need to say goodbye to? I'm going to pull from a different deck, because I really like this question. This is great. These are the kind of questions that really get people into the space they actually want to be in. So this is a great question. Woohoo! This is a good one. Envy. I am the same as everyone else, but with different challenges. So it feels like comparison, girl. So Shelby, what do you need to let go of? Comparison. Comparison. Stop comparisizing yourself. Stop comparisizing yourself, or comparing yourself to other people. Sometimes we tend to, or a lot of times, depending on who we are, we tend to compare our, the beginning of our journey to someone's, like their middle of their journey. And it's just unfair. It's a lot of unfair pressure to put on ourselves. And it tends to be very short-sighted, is what I'm hearing your higher self say. Is it's very, very short-sighted. So what, Shelby? Comparison. It's time to let go of comparison. Ah, okay. I see you. I get you. Thank you for clarifying that, Joanna. So let me just kind of tune in with also. So Joanna, I'm going to take your question, because I think this is it's really great to have these types of questions in order to create some more awareness around it. So let's do that. Yeah. So you've just noticed that the relationship isn't what she deserves. Obviously she deserves, or at least through, you feel like she deserves better, and he's breadcrumbing her. So here's the thing. We can't take anybody's lessons away from them, be it parents, children, no matter how hard it is. So you have to remember, your mom is a grown-ass woman. She's going to have to make her own decisions, or she's going to have to find the lessons herself. And sometimes we want to help people with their lessons, but what we're really doing is creating disempowering entanglements with people, which can elicit, or not elicit, but it can create karma for us. So let your mom have her lessons. I would send her love, support, and support her in the way with the love you feel that she deserves. So you can do your best, is what I'm hearing, is do your best, do what you can do to support her and show her the type of love that she deserves from anyone. The whole thing is, I'm also hearing to be very mindful of approaching the subject from a place of, or if you do ever talk to your mom about this, I would be very careful of approaching the subject from a place of judgment. And even sometimes when we're not, you know, necessarily judging people, people's defenses get up and they're like, you know, how dare you? So I would be very, very careful of just approaching this. I would find a very finessed way to, if you are going to talk about the subject. But I would really just show her what she means to you and show her the type of love she deserves through your connection, through your relationship. Okay. But I would definitely offer and invite you to let your mom have her lessons, no matter how hard that is. And again, send her love, send her compassion, send her, you know, the awareness for when she's ready. Send her the healing for when she's ready to heal. Does that make sense? Because otherwise, we have an issue with free will and letting people just have their experiences. Okay, I've learned this the hard way. I've learned that the hard way. You get to do you, boo boo, but from somebody who's learned that the hard way several times, I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. Oh, I got you, Katie. I think that's why there were people to come to get her, or to like kind of pull her through, because sometimes there is that traumatic things that happen and then like they pull us through. So yeah, so as to avoid the getting stuck or getting earthbound, I guess, so to speak. Oh, how do. How funny. How funny. Adeline. So Adeline, or I'm not sure if it's Adeline or Adeline. Either way, really cool name. Should I do the weightless surgery? So can you give me a little bit more context to this? Whatever kind of comes up for you, can you give me a little bit more context? Context. Thank you for the follow. Who is that? Jerry, thank you for the follow. Oh, so it's just a weight loss surgery. Okay, I got you. So Adeline, okay, wait, Adeline, you're saying two different things. So just one thing, okay? You're saying card, and then you're saying the thing, and then just one thing. Focus. Yeah, Shelby. But here's the thing, Shelby, that's a great question. That's a lot of people don't want to go there. And even though that can be a hard pill to swallow, it's a necessary one. Medicine doesn't always taste good. Okay? Remember that. And you're welcome. Sometimes I deal the things that people don't want to say, or people don't want to don't want to talk about. Oh, interesting. So Adriana, this is a great question. If my husband and I do therapy and cleansing, will we reconcile? What does the cleansing have to do with, or what do you mean by cleansing, I guess, is what my question would be, just so that I have a little bit more context for your question. Please and thank you. Thank you, Shelby, for the finger heart. Jen, so Jen, you asked, when will I meet my forever man? I don't think you're gonna like this answer. I'm just gonna tune into your energy. When Okay, let me just look to see if there's anything else. Okay, I'm getting a lot of conditions around this. So part of it, okay, so the first part that I was hearing, Jen, when I was like kind of tuning into your question, or when I was reading your question, I was getting this vibe of like, well, when are you going to start loving yourself and treating yourself as like, you know, as you want your partner to do the things, right? So there's part of that. And then there's some other there's some other things, but the other part of this is also you need to it's kind of like showing me you're in a place where things are very conditional for you right now, and to get into a relationship you would project those same conditions and conditionalities onto your partner, which if you're meant to be like, it's your forever man, which be careful what you wish for, and be careful of your language, but you wouldn't even notice the person that you're meant to be with at this stage, because you're not the version of you that's meant to meet up with the version of them that would then become that pairing. There's too many conditions. I'm hearing you live by too many conditions. And so your love kind of comes conditionally. And your forever mate, or the one, or whatever you want to call that person, is that's not in your contract. So there's some other work that you need to do first. Okay. You're welcome, Joanna. Okay, so Adeline, you're saying my heart doctor wants me to lose the weight and do the weight loss surgery. So here's the thing. I am not a medical professional. Obviously, nobody here thinks that I am, but I just want to say that. And so I'm kind of more of an advocate of, you being connected to you and your alignment. What is in alignment with you? Sometimes that's going to look like, oh, I'm going to go do this surgery. Sometimes what looks like the most aligned thing to do is to meditate and work with your vibration and doing like emotional mastery stuff. So it's really more about your alignment. So what I really kind of recommend or advise people in, again, I'm not a medical care professional, is just doing your diligence and really finding your alignment. Do you feel called to do this thing? Okay, with that being said, I'm just going to tune into your energy, Adeline, or Adeline. I'm not sure, Adeline. I'm going to call you Adeline unless you otherwise say, and just see what's in here. So what I'm hearing and what I'm feeling is there could be some benefits to it. Yes. However, has your doctor talked to you about possible complications? I would be aware of all of the possible complications, because that's what I'm hearing is like complications. So I'm going to say it. As long as you're aware of the complications, you need to be aware of the complications or any possible complications. As far as, okay, so it feels like there would be some benefits, but it also feels like there might be some complications that I don't know that it would be worth it to you. But again, I don't know you, so I would get a list of like the possible complications, and would you be okay with having those complications? Here's the thing though, the underneath So sometimes, or not sometimes, yeah, this is why alignment is so important. And doing what you feel is in alignment for you is so important. Because underneath, like there would be some benefits, right? But underneath is like those same patterns with relationships in general. So it could be a relationship to food, relationship to people, relationship to yourself, that is like the internal thing that's actually fueling the complications. It's not really your weight. It's not really your weight. It's really the patterns and stuff that's creating certain health conditions. Does that make sense? So everything is energy before it's matter. We're mostly energy, right? And so any kind of illness, disease, impairment, whatever it is, it's a physical, like whatever it is, it's a physical manifestation of the energetic blockage that's going on. And what's underneath there is there's some heart. You did actually say heart, doctor. So there's some grief, yes, but more so to me, it feels like heartbreak experienced early on as a child. And then I'm hearing age 12, something may have happened there too, to exacerbate these conditions or these instructions you already wrote when you were, conception to 7. There's something about 12 years old that happened. So Adeline, it's not a yes or no. It's more of take these things into consideration. Do your due diligence. I would get a list of complications and really be honest with yourself if you're okay with accepting those complications, because I keep hearing that, and so that gets to be on you. So I hope that helps. I'm going to leave that there. Okay? I know it wasn't a yes or no, but sometimes that's not up to me. Scarlett, yes, you can. So if you are here for the readings, who would like a free reading? Yeah, anybody? So I'm offering free readings and paid readings as well as paid services, okay? So if you would like a free reading, just comment with your name and a question, yeah? I don't do pregnancy or fertility. The free readings are short. They're going to be more concise, but sometimes that's all people need, so that's okay too. Or you can ask for a 1-card pool, okay? So those are the free readings, and that's how you get a free reading, yeah? As far as paid readings or paid services, there we have in-depth readings, we have quantum healings, we have mediumship and multidimensional mediumship, we got light language activations, and we got healing readings, okay? So my paid services, if you want to pay or donate for a service, all the links to donate are in my profile. There's Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, okay? And so if you do want to, or if you do decide that you want a paid service and you want to go do the thing, you just come back here and you let me know in the comments you donated, so that you make sure that you get your reading or whatever it is that you donated for, okay? All right. Now that you guys, and you can keep putting your comments in, or your questions in the comments. Wicked Witch. I really like your name, and I like how you spelled it. Miss Pink Pains, thank you for the roses. So Wicked Witch, I've always felt like I'm meant to be alone and not have a partner. Is this accurate? So let me just kind of tune into, because it feels like an inner world thing. So I'm just going to tune into yours. Let's Wicked Witch. I'm not sure what your name is, but I'm going to tune into your energy. It honestly feels like, to be honest, it feels like a, wait, is this in, where is this? Can you show me where this is? Is this in the family structure? So here's the thing. It feels like something that's been passed on ancestrally to you through the lineage. And it seems to be a sprinkling of men and women in the lineage. And it feels like it's just a belief that's been passed down in the lineage that you have taken on, or that's been passed on to you, really. And you've taken it as your truth. So it's more of an internal thing that you've internalized from your ancestry. But yeah, and our ancestry actually, we're actually ruled by our ancestry a lot more than people realize. It goes so much deeper than genetics. You know, it can go into beliefs, it can go into wounds and all of these things, which then get translated into genetics and DNA and stuff like that. So it actually feels like an ancestral belief that was passed down that hasn't been reconciled, healed yet. And not even that it needs to be reconciled or healed, but that you've taken on, you've internalized. And so you get to do some exploring, my dear. And ask yourself if that's something that you want to make true for yourself and keep for yourself, or if that's something you'd like to let go, because you have full, you know, like as a sovereign creator, you have full choice. Okay. Jen, you're welcome. Yes, you can ask a yes or no question. You needed to hear that, Jen? Oh yeah, that's what we're here for. It's for a lot of these readings are going to be validation of things you already know. That's what readings are. Okay, so let me scroll through some of the comments. You're welcome. You're welcome, Adeline. I hope that made sense, and I hope that gives you some clarity as to, you know, what decision to make for yourself. Because I truly am not here to make any kind of decisions for people. I have enough I have enough on my plate trying to take care of myself. So so Tosh, you're asking, will I start a business soon or find another job? Well, really, this gets to be your choice. So this isn't really a question for me. This is a question for you. Really, what you're asking, Tosh, is for permission to go and do what you want. So here's the thing. Give yourself permission to go do the thing that you want to do. Because you know there's something else that you want to be doing, which is probably the business. It feels like the business to me. And here's the thing. It can also be kind of a blend. It doesn't necessarily need to be one or the other. It can be both, and a blend of things until you're able to do, you know, the business. So a lot of people do this, it's this or that, but it's not black and white. There's a bunch of gray here, that you're making black and white, which it's, you know, that's what our ego does. That's what our self-conscious does. It thinks in terms of black and white, wrong and right, left and right. So, but I'm tempting you, and I don't even know what the word is. I'm trying to, I guess, encourage you really to think in terms of gray rather than black and white. Yeah. And give yourself permission. Give yourself permission. It's going to be so much easier. Just keep giving yourself permission to go do the thing you want to do, because you know you want to fucking do it. So do it. Thank you for the 40 roses. Holy shit. Really? 40 roses? Thank you for those. Oh, okay. Spiritual cleansing. So here's the thing with spiritual cleansing. Okay, I got you, Adriana. Thank you for clarifying that for me. And that's kind of what I was filling into. That's kind of what I was getting the hints of. So I will say to that, spiritual cleansing, it's not that it's, obviously it's great. It can be great, but the best spiritual cleansing you can do is if you both work on your shit and you both, do the work. Because then that is going to naturally purify, as you do the work individually, that's going to purify anything. It's going to make you aware of the things so that you can just release it. Because if you just do a spiritual cleansing and you don't work on the patterns and self-awareness, spiritual cleansing can only last so long. Yeah. But you're asking if you do the work and then have a thing on top of that, I could see that being very, 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 very beneficial, but you both have to be doing the work. Okay. And what I'm hearing here is doing the work to get on the same page, because it feels like you're just like you're on one page and your partner is on a different page. And really what I'm hearing here is the best thing or the most beneficial thing is to get on the same page. But yeah, I do feel that would be a great thing. Oh, interesting. Edith, you're asking, should I apply to a key position in my current job? Yeah, why not? Just go for it. I think it feels like you're kind of asking for permission too. Just go do the thing. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Then it wasn't meant for you. But I'm hearing, just take the risk. It's actually not a risk, really. Yeah, why not? Why wouldn't you? It's an opportunity, Oh, so where do you find the links for my paid readings? All the links are in my profile. So you go to my profile, you click on the link. It's a Linktree app, right? And then you just kind of scroll down just a little bit and you'll see Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal there. Okay? I hope that clarifies that. You're welcome, Wicked Witch. Okay, one second. I am a little bit behind. Trey, can I ask, if it sounds like you're asking for other people, and so I'm just going to take this as an opportunity to very clearly state, I only read for the people who are here and present. I will never do a reading for, like, if you're asking for other people, right? Because it's a violation of their free will, okay? And I don't fuck with that. Lori, what type of relationship? Can you be a little bit more specific for me? I get that. So, Tosh, you're saying, I'm not sure which direction to take. So, it can be a little bit of both. Like I was saying, it can be, you can, do the job, find another job, but you can also start getting like the business stuff. It doesn't have to be one or the other. Okay. It can be both. Also, the best way to kind of feel into this, so I'm a feeler, so I can teach people how to feel. I'm an empath, so I teach people how to feel into these things. So I don't know if you're a feeler or a seer, but the way you can feel into this for yourself or anybody else out there wanting to make a decision, you're like, I'm not sure. So you gotta like focus and you close your eyes. You want to take some deep cleansing breaths and get out of your head space and really come back into the heart space, connect to the heart for a few moments. And even sometimes this helps, putting your hands on your heart, because it actually activates your heart, to put your hands on your heart. And then you feel, okay, what if I was to go do this job? Okay, heart, do your thing, tell me. And then just listen for the feedback. And then you do the same thing for your other choice. And then you see, by feeling, what feels more in alignment. And sometimes they might feel both. So it can be very nuanced. It can be very, very nuanced in that respect. But that's how you feel into it. And so that's what I'm hearing to give you, is that, like, feel into it. Feel into it. You can do it. You're welcome, Tosh. You're welcome, Adriana. Oh, okay. So Buster's mama. I love that. Will I get the house I'm trying to buy? For whatever reason, can you give me the house number? You don't have to don't give me the address, just the house number. If you can, because that's what I'm hearing. Interesting. So Summer, you're asking, will I be with my person soon? Let me just drop in here. Summer. One moment while I just... What is this? Summer, I'm hearing, before you get into any kind of other relationship, my dear, there is, the way that I see it, it's almost like an arrow in the heart, not through the heart, which is interesting, you know, symbology anyways. But what I'm feeling for you, Summer, is what it looks like is like there's an arrow in the heart, and there's a form of betrayal. So this actually feels like it would be most beneficial to tend to this wound, I guess you would say, first, but not in a problem-solving way. You don't need to be fixed. You're perfectly fine. It's just there's this wound in your heart. It stems from betrayal, feeling ultimately. So I don't know if somebody cheated somewhere, but like something there, it's like that wound has then grown. It's kind of being shown to me as thorns, like thorny bushes, like the old school. What was that? Was that Cinderella? Yeah, with Maleficent doing the thing and all the thorns around the castle. I'm kind of getting that vibe of like, no one shall enter, but consciously you're like, hey, want to be with my partner, but like your unconscious stuff is like, it's not safe to be with people. So there's that. That's also why you haven't fully it's also why that you haven't fully accepted that you're lovable and likable and acceptable the way you are. Okay? So that is the thing that sticks out to me, and that's going to help you move into this direction of having that and calling that person in. There's this big wound over here that's like, this is not safe, and I am not going to let the right person in. Okay? So that's what I'm hearing for you, Summer. Let me move through some of these comments because I'm a little behind. And I'm still looking for yours. I'm still looking for your comment back to me, Buster's mama. So Jackie, I don't do anything that's not that's super deep. As far as mediumship, that's not like, you know, paid, okay? But I can give you kind of more like a general surface type of message and see if there's anything there. Who did you say your sister? Oh, sister. The main thing I'm getting is like, I'm still your sister. I'm still here. Stop acting like I'm not here. She kind of comes in really funny like, don't act like I'm not your sister anymore. I'm still your fucking sister. Talk to her. She's still there. She's just doing a lot of her own things. There's some healing, but she's learning on the other side. So that's what I'm getting. Talk to her. Talk to her. She's still your sister. She's never not going to be your sister. Let's see. Lori, can you remind me, thank you for clarifying that. Now, can you remind me what your question was to begin with? Oh, 305. Okay. I got you, Busters, Mama. You said 305. And that, okay, the house number. I actually really like this number. Is this the one that she's... One second while I just kind of discuss and clarify things for myself. So, 305. I like this number, but I'm not certain that this is the one you're meant to get. So 3 and 5 is 8. I think the reason why is I'm seeing a 9. So it's kind of like playing by the rules of numerology. So 305, right? So 3 plus 0 plus 5 is 8. I'm hearing that you'd be probably better suited for a 9 house. So if the address, or not the address, but the number, the house number equals 9. If when you added up all of the digits, you have to reduce everything down. So even if you get like, oh, it's 11, so you add 1 plus 1 and then it's 2, right? So you have to reduce it down till it's one single digit. But I'm seeing you in a 9 house, not an 8 house, but I really like 8. 8 could be a really great house for you, so this one could be a great one, but I don't know that it's the one that you're supposed to get. But there are still some things in flux that actually, that might, it's an 8 or a 9. So it's a good one, but I see you in a 9 house, and I see a 9 house being more, enjoyable, beneficial for whatever reason. It feels like it moves you to a different neighborhood in a different space where you're going to feel a lot lighter is the term that comes to mind. A lot more aligned. It just feels lighter for whatever reason. So I would just take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. But that's what I feel for you. That's what I feel for you, Buster's Mama. Nathan, have you tried loving yourself? Okay, I already got to that question. Oh, Courtney. Okay, I got you. So will the person, okay, get charged who violated you? Here's the thing, my dear Courtney. I'm hearing, all of a sudden I'm going into like channeling. So my dear Courtney, we are so sorry for what happened to you, and for how that experience has affected you. However, at this time, we are going to move you into a different state of awareness. We understand that what you are looking for is justice. However, justice in the way that you know it is more of a human concept that does not always align with the greater universal laws. So sometimes, for example, we would seek to enact a revenge in order to make us feel better, in order to feel that justice was delivered. At this time, though, while it might make you feel like justice was served a bit, it's actually the deeper cause that you're looking to reconcile and reckon with, which is the frequency of victimhood, of victim consciousness that you're holding in your field that is drawing certain experiences to you. We would like to remind you, and we would like to invite you to remember that you are not a victim, and certainly not a victim that needs to have justice served in order to feel justified in your pursuit of justice. There is a deeper frequency, there is a deeper vibration of being a victim in your lineage. That has been passed down to you, it has been taught to you, and it has been served to you on a platter, so to speak, as this is something to be proud of, or maybe not proud of, but it is something that you carry around on your chest as almost a badge of honor. I am the victim, I am the victim, I am the victim. Look at me, I am the victim. But we say to you, you are not the victim. That is very untrue. You're not the victim. However, you are carrying the vibration of being a victim, which then therefore attracts to you certain events, circumstances, conditions, outcomes, people, places, etc., that will continue to show you what you have not yet seen within yourself, that you are not the victim. You have to be willing to release this type of consciousness from your field, this type of feeling that this is a badge of honor. And now we are not saying that you consciously say, I am a victim, look at me. However, your actions and the deeper parts of you, the unconscious parts of you, do believe and do wear that as a badge of honor, simply because that is what was given to you again on that silver platter that we mentioned before. One second. I'm kind of in between states. So basically the message here is you're not a victim. And you looking for, I totally get it. I totally get it. You want the things I totally get it. Who here can relate to feeling like a victim and having something happen to you, an outcome, a condition, a circumstances, or a person or whatever, and you're like, this isn't fair. I'm, you know, like, and then we just want so bad for that person or that condition or that circumstance to be, we want to feel vindicated. We want to feel justified in our get back at you-ness. And it's not to say that what they did was right by any means, or it's not about condoning their actions. It's really about the internal reflection that it's wanting to illuminate within you, so that that work or that self-awareness and bringing light to those places that are in shadow, so shall we say, as you bring those to the light, you start seeing where you have chosen to be a victim, or where you were taught to be a victim, or where you inherited being a victim, so that you can consciously release it. And in consciously releasing that, become more empowered, step into your power, reclaim your power. So that's actually the message. It's actually the message that I feel that's coming through. And it's actually more beneficial for you to focus on you rather than to focus on vengeance. They're going to get theirs. Karma is a neutralizing force. And so what we do to people, and not just what we do, what we don't do, or if we take people's lessons, or if we do the things, or if we try to enact vengeance and justification, or justice, what we would call justice, in a way that, you know, it's eventually like forced justice is what is really the vibration. If we're trying to force justice, you're just gonna bring it back on you. So what you put in darkness calls you back to the darkness. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that there. The bigger thing is remembering that you're not a victim, and this is a bigger call for you to do the inner work to see how you're not a victim. You're not a victim. One second. Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, where are we at with that? Where are we at with that? But that's what I'm hearing. Okay, so if you're still wanting a free reading, keep putting those comments, keep commenting. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the shares up. Let's do this, y'all. Y'all gotta have my back. I'm sitting here reading for you. Please help me get out into the algorithm. Let's fucking do this shit. We fucking doing it. It's just like a co-creation, right? You're welcome, Buster's mama. I'm just gonna call you mama. Allie, why do you want to know? Is this your relationship? Is this another person's relationship? And let's see. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So it's yours. Okay, I got you. I'm just scrolling through some of the comments here. Okay. So, and so I would assume this is, you said it's yours. Okay. So the first thing, is it right for me to assume, Allie, is it right for me to assume that you've already asked and is it right for me to assume that you've already asked? I'll leave that there. Have you already asked? Okay, Lori, you said love relationship, love interest. Well, okay, love interest relationship, that the way you're wording this, Lori, it's a little contradictory of itself. A love interest just implies interest. It doesn't necessarily imply a relationship, but a love interest relationship, for whatever reason, it's causing contradictory vibes in my head. So, but I do know what you're talking about, so I'm just gonna go, but just to point out that the language that you're using, just be careful and be aware of the language that you're using, because it's very contradictory and very also telling of the conscious and unconscious conflict that's going on. So your unconscious is like, no, I don't want that. That's not safe. It's not safe for me to be in a relationship with people. But Lori, your conscious mind is like, I want this. So you already have a natural conflict that's going on there. 2025, Lori. I feel something potential coming in about a year. So I'm actually seeing December 2025, but that's a potential. That's not even to say that that's something that's actually going to happen, but that's the only hit that I get all year. And then as I say that, as I say, oh, that's the only thing I get, I get another hit of possibly March. But here's the thing. They're just going to, it feels like they're going to be echoes of past relationships. So the same patterns, the same kind of, same patterns playing out, which don't feel compliant with what you consciously want. So that's what I feel. Okay. That's what you wanted to know. That's what I'm going to give you. Oh, okay. You haven't asked. Okay. You just have a weird feeling. Here's the thing. Okay. So let me tune into this for you, Allie. And thank you for being so, open. Okay, Allie, and then you're saying, okay, your partner, and then you're having, right, 1 second. Let me pull a card from my deck, and that just fell out, so, okay, yeah, that's what I was getting. Okay, so I'm not going to show you the card, but it does, I'm like, oh, okay. So well, I'll show you the card. Family legacy. So here's the thing. I'm hearing, actually there's two different things. So one, in your field, you have there is, again, with that it's connected to that card, family legacy, that ancestry. So there is a history with, there's a history with really not great relationships in your ancestry. So there's that being passed down. And there's also the mistrust of that betrayal being passed down. So that's a big part of what you're feeling here. Now, is this person actually cheating? Let me see if I'll give you what I get. And I can't always promise that, I'm going to get the things that you want. Okay, so let me just tune into this person. You said Aaron. Let me see. Let me tune into that person's energy. And just give me a moment to sit in this energy. Okay, So here's the thing. Okay. So what I hear in my head is sketch, sketch, sketch over and over again. Okay. So I don't get a feeling that they are just cheating. It feels like there's other sketchiness possibly going on. Again, you definitely need to ask. You definitely need to have a conversation. One where you're not being defensive or offensive or attacking or judgmental. Like you literally want to be curious and open and know and have a very mature conversation about the things. So I would recommend that. But there seems to be something sketchy that, and then it brings up boundaries for you. So I don't know that this person's cheating. I doesn't really feel like it, but it feels like there's some other actions unbeknownst to you that would possibly or most likely violate a boundary that you have and that you wouldn't feel comfortable with. And it doesn't feel like cheating though. You might define it as cheating, but it doesn't feel like cheating. So it also depends on how you define cheating. You know what I mean? But it does feel like there's some kind of sketchy behavior. I don't know if this is with drugs or if this is with... It feels like it might be connected to substances. They're not giving me specific substances. I don't get that she's cheating or that Aaron's cheating. I mostly get that there's some sketchy behavior that is triggering your mistrust wounds, and you got some trust stuff. So, but it's also causing hypervigilance on your end. Okay, you're being like hyper aware and hyper like, oh no, she moved, you know, like, you know, doing the thing. So between that and this thing that I'm feeling over here with your person, it's definitely reflecting to each other this need for a deeper conversation and a deeper understanding of compatibility, where you both are at, getting on the same page, and really truly being honest with yourself to see if you're truly compatible. Because I don't know what this is, this sketchy stuff, but I would definitely have a conversation, because there's something there. And I don't always, I ask for my own, what do you call them? Like blinders or parameters. I ask for certain blinders in certain situations so that I'm not receiving information that I shouldn't be, if that makes sense. So I hope that helps you, Allie, gain some clarity. However, I would definitely recommend a true heart to heart. You definitely need to be having a heart to heart with open curiosity. But I would definitely recommend having a conversation. They've been a bit it just feels like there's something going on there, and I don't like the way it feels. It gives me icky face. So whatever this is, I don't get that they're necessarily cheating, but I do feel like it would be a boundary thing for you, or it would trigger one of your boundaries. And I don't really know what your boundaries are, so but I hope that helps you, my dear, and thank you for being so open. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was getting something big around boundaries. Let me just say, if you are the type of person that has, you know, and you have to kind of take it on a case-by-case basis, especially for you, Allie, if you've already expressed concern or like, hey, I don't like that, this makes me uncomfortable, it makes me feel some kind of way, and your partner's still doing that and still crossing those boundaries, that's a violation that deserves consequences. You know, it doesn't have to be like, you know, like, you know, stonewalling someone, but, you know, it can be like, hey, like, I'm not going to deal with this. Please don't do that. You know, but like, so depending on whether you had that conversation or not, yeah, it depends on whether you've had that conversation or not. But if it's crossing your boundaries and you've had that discussion, what are the consequences? What are the consequences of that? But you're welcome. You're welcome. And and here's the thing, some people are just really flirty, and really it's reflecting your mistrust issues, your trust issues, or your mistrust, especially from the stuff that's in your lineage. So it's also reflecting that. So there's a lot of different aspects there. But you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Makes no sense. Yeah. That can be a recipe for a disaster. If you're an overthinker, because that means you get in your head and you start creating all these stories. And all you need is one little inkling, one little grain of doubt to put in those stories, and it starts creating more and more stories and more things. So you got to watch, you got to be mindful of that as well. Very interesting question. So Kylie, what do you see in my love life in 2025? Let's see if I see anything. Love life. Okay, so Kylie. Okay, there you are. Love life. Love, romantic relationships, okay. 1 second. Kylie. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Let me go through the rest. What is that? What is that? Is that something? Oh, it's a potentiality. Okay. Okay. So in about July, I do see a potential person coming in. It really depends on your alignment by then, you know, so because everything is in flux until it passes, it comes to pass, right? So it really kind of depends on your own alignment, but July, I do feel like a potential match. I even wonder, like, I don't know if you're on dating apps now, or or it just feels like, oh, it feels like something kind of just drops in out of the blue. That has the potential, but again, it really depends on your alignment. And the other thing is, if you've cleared certain contracts or karmic contracts by then. So it's almost like it's kind of a, you know, when you hit the, like in a slot machine, you hit the thing and the things are going. It's kind of like that. Now my ear is ringing. And so it's almost like it's kind of your choice depending on your alignment. It's going to depend on your alignment and depending on the amount of work you've done between here and then. Like just your own self-awareness, knowing thyself, that type of stuff. But it feels like something comes in July, but it's really up to you and how you're aligned and how much work you've done. That will determine which contract is triggered. If it's like a more of a soulmate type of deal, or if it's like a karmic type of soulmate that's like coming in to like make sure you know your lessons. But that's what I get for you, my dear. Yeah, my what is this? My left ear started ringing. Thank you for the follow, Carter. Thank you for the follow, Tina. Oh, interesting. Okay, so Karen, you said, will I be moving soon to a space that will be big enough for my family and all my art supplies? Well, aren't you the creative? Okay, let me just see if there's anything that comes in for you, Karen. All right, so Karen, we got that. We got her big old family, and then we got her all of her thousands of dollars of art supplies. I'm not joking either. Okay, let's see. Bigger space, bigger space. When is the bigger space coming in? This is interesting. What does that mean? Okay, is this a stretch? Please clarify. Okay, so Karen, the way this comes in, I'm asking questions, but it's still a little blurry. So they're giving me the number 3, and I was hearing 3 years, and I was like, well, that's a long time to wait. However, soon is also relative, and it's very subjective. So we're playing also with the concept of time and what soon actually means or even feels like as a subjective experience. We're kind of getting philosophical here. But we're also getting very multidimensional, multifaceted. So you said, I'm seeing 3. The thing that comes in with the 3 years also, though, it says, I'm also hearing like, obviously you don't want to rush into, they're giving me like all of these like percentages and APRs and like talking about like mortgage and all of this stuff, and I don't understand all of that, but they're throwing all of this at me as of like, you don't want to rush into something and have like a big interest rate, right? I think that applies to like the APR, that kind of connects. I don't know, but that's kind of how I'm connecting it. So it's like you don't want to just rush in and have this big, unmanageable payment and then interest rate and all of these things. So you might want to wait for a calmer period because everything is very, very chaotic. So over the next 3 years, it feels like there is a potential that drops in, but it's also going to depend on how much proactive focus and you're putting into it. So like just, going out casually, finding new neighborhoods where you want to be, just kind of casually shopping. The other part of this is timing. You want to look out for timing. Okay, so make sure that the timing is going to fall in line. But the other part of this is if something feels off, don't do it. You'll be happy that you didn't. So this might take some deeper awareness of just being aware of like the timing, and does the timing feel good? Does the timing feel off? Does the timing feel super aligned? Is it a hell yes? That type of thing, the feeling of it. If something feels off, the way it's coming in is, if something feels off, don't do it. But over the next 3 years, it feels like there's a potential, but you want to look out for timing. You want to look out for hidden fees, and then like high interest rates, that type of thing, and then also the timing of it. Okay, so that's what I feel for you, Karen. I hope that helps. Let's see. Very true. Yeah, I know. I could tell you're super creative. You're like, I see you having a very big, the kind of, I will say this, Karen, the kind of house or, next place that I see you in, I see you having your own, like your own studio. So whether that's like an extra, like little, not shed, but like, how people have other like little small houses like they like you would call a pool house or something, or like just a little studio or a garage or something. I see you having your own studio for all of your stuff, and then like your family life gets to be different or separate, you know what I mean? And then you have your own like studio, apartment, garage, something. I see you having your own space, so I would even look out for that, especially if that's something that you want. I would look out for that big space. Can I do my price list again? Sure, absolutely, my dear. So here are I am doing free readings, but these are my Buster's mom or mama. She's asking for a price list. So these are my paid services. Okay, so we got in-depth reading, quantum healing, mediumship, and multidimensional mediumship. That's the MD is multidimensional, and then light language activations, and healing readings. So if you have any questions, anybody, about any of the offerings, just let me know and I will answer those questions for you. You were going to, but you changed your mind. Yeah, if something feels off, like it's the offness that you want to look out for, Karen. It's like something just doesn't feel quite right. I would, feels like you're already doing the thing. So it's just a validation for you, right? Oh, I have to move and I'm panicking because I can't find anything. I got you. I think something will come in. You just look for the right deal. Maybe even look for something that you can get into temporarily while you look for the right thing. Does that make sense? That you could also be looking for that as well. A she shed. I like that. Okay, one second. Let's see. Okay. Lauren, you're asking, will Tanner and I be in a relationship next year? Well, you're already in a relationship. You might not be in a romantic relationship. So do you mean romantic relationship? Be a little bit more specific. I know what you mean, but the reason why I do this is I'm coaxing you to understand, and it's not just you, but I'm coaxing my audience to understand the importance of words and how we speak them, or what we speak, the words we use, how they're very telling of so much. They're telling of our beliefs, they're telling of our emotions and how we're feeling. They're telling of everything. Yes, Sue. So I'm going to I'm hearing the tarot. Oops. 1 second. I dropped some of them on the floor. So give me a second to put them all back in the deck and then shuffle the deck. So Sue, I will, I'm going to pull a card from you from my tarot deck. Sue, oh, there it is. So Sue, very interesting. It feels very divine feminine for me. Yeah, very, very divine feminine. So you got 2 of them. So you got the Ace of Wands, a passionate start. So it feels like there is a new, it says new passion for life or love. I'm feeling like I'm hearing new outlook on life is coming in. Boom, boom, boom. And then Empress, divine feminine. Boom. Again, those actually have the same, a couple of the same words is fertility. I'm like, wait, how do I do the things? Okay. You see fertility. Let's see. Where's fertility? Fertility is here. Fertility is here. And the fertility doesn't necessarily mean pregnant. Fertility could mean fertile with opportunities, fertile with ideas, inspiration. It doesn't necessarily mean pregnant. But that's what sticks out to me for you, Sue. So it actually feels like a new outlook on life, and like an abundance of, like, you're just fertile with new ideas, actually what I feel for you, Sue, is new perspectives wanting to come to you and for you and as you, in order to help you shift your perspective. Because there are some, sometimes the ways you look at things are, I would say, I don't know if you call yourself a realist, but it comes across as like, well, I'm looking at it in a realist way, and really that's just programming that you never challenged or second guessed or questioned, that you just took on and said, oh, okay, it's like that. So it just feels like that type of thing, that you just took these perspectives on of like, but is it? But I'm being a realist. But are you? But are you though? So that's what I hear for you, Sue. So just perspective shift. Okay, who is this? I see. Okay, so Sally, I see you, my dear. Okay, Sally, where are you at, Sally? Or is that Mama? No. Please be mindful of, spamming the comments, please and thank you. Because I know you want me to read for you, but like that is, nope. Okay, that's you. Okay, I got you. Let me get, so what did you donate for, my dear? And if I, boom, boom, boom. Okay, my dear, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, what did you pay for, multidimensional? Oh, I got you. All right, multidimensional. I got you. All right. I gotta leave that there. I'll put those there. Put my little thing there. Okay, very, very intriguing. Okay, yeah. So, all right, my dear. I got you. This is for you. So is your name Sally? Can I call you Sally, or do you just want me to call you Mama? Because I'll call you Mama. But either way, I'm just gonna tag in and connect to your energy now. A lot of light beings. Lot of light beings. I'm actually feeling, wow. There's a Lemurian connection that wants to come in. She gonna give you some light codes. So you have some ancient aspects or aspects that are living simultaneous, that are your connections. One of them definitely is like Lemurian. That's where we're going, is like Lemuria. So that kind of vibe. All right, so whichever is fine. Okay, you're welcome. All right, I'm gonna either call you Sally or Mama. So just so you know. So we're gonna go to the Lemurian, because I'm feeling that kind of coming in very, 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 very strongly. All right, my dear. All right, Mama, I want you to just set the intention that you're gonna get exactly what you need from this. Nothing more, nothing less. You're gonna get exactly the perfect, boom, 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 whatever it is, whatever medicine it is that you need. And I want you to tune into your heart space. You can do this with your eyes open or closed. Just tuning into that heart space. There we are. And if you can, go ahead and put your hands on your heart for just a moment or two. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay, here we go. We're just making connections. So I want you to stay connected to that heart energy, okay? And like I said, the aspect that wants to come to you today is the Lemurian aspect. We're not going to focus too much on the past. We're going to focus on certain patterns that are still being carried out, or you're still playing out, that are ready to, like, they're no longer serving you. So, you know, they're getting ready to release. And with this connection, I do feel a lot of like divine feminine, like very, very feminine energy. And I would actually, to me, that tracks, because Lemurian or ancient Lemuria was more, it feels more divine feminine driven, and Atlantis would be a little bit more masculine. They both had distortions, let's just be clear, but it feels more feminine. So there is this okay. So part of the distortions that came from that time of Lemuria are being released now. And your higher self is facilitating this with your Lemurian self, so to speak. So if you want to think of your higher self or your superconscious as the hub, like this is like your higher self, this is you, this is your higher self. And then like your higher self as the hub, it's connecting to this multidimensional aspect that goes back to Lemuria and is facilitating the release of certain things. So if you feel awarenesses or different things come up, just let them go. Just let them go. That's just to let you know consciously, on a conscious level, like it's just stuff that's coming out of your field, okay? Girl, you're gonna I'm actually really excited for this. This is beautiful. So the time has come for you to let go. There's, okay, they don't want me to go back there. The time has come for you to let go. The distortions that have been placed upon the divine feminine for millennia are being released from your field now. Lakua alaya maata ayahas ayasa. So your your Lemurian self is coming in. There is a merging that wants to happen, and that will naturally happen. So it's nothing that you need to force or that you need to like consciously be like, what am I doing? How do I do this? So it's naturally occurring with the cycle that's closing for you now. Okay, you're at a stage of life where it's time to let this shit go, because it's no longer serving you. But you've also been playing it out for lots of lifetimes, and your soul is like, we're good, you're good, we're good. But it's about the divine feminine and the distortions that were placed upon her. almost like placing her on too much of a pedestal and not, yeah, like putting the divine feminine on too much of a pedestal. Because one way or the other, whether it's divine feminine or masculine, whether you're in a matriarchy or a patriarchy, if you lean too much to one side, you become lopsided. So there's always a balance. So the balancing part is what wants to happen now. Okay. Oh, okay. So where we were at is the distortions placed on the divine feminine, placing her on too much of a pedestal. You know everything, and there was not a lot of room for the logical side, which would be a little bit more masculine, which is partly why both of them collapsed, because they were too distorted. They were both distorted to one extreme or the other and could never really truly balance. So right now, as it comes to you, you're actually learning how to balance your feminine and masculine energy with starting or from a place or from a perspective of honoring the divine feminine and the divine feminine mysteries and magic and wisdom that you no, not that you that have been distorted, that have been distorted in your field. Therefore, have you operating from your divine feminine is operating in a distortion rather from her own divine feminine badassery. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So we're just letting go of the distortions of the I am, yes, you are the queen, yes, you deserve everything, yes, you can put yourself on a pedestal, but that doesn't mean that you're better than anyone or anyone's lesser than you or in anything, right? That you're inferior or superior or less or more than anyone and anyone to you, right? So both ways. It's about the balancing of masculine and feminine from a place of balanced feminine wisdom. Hakia lahata amakaata at. Halekiwa, halekiwa, halekiwa ya ahaha hata. So I want you to continue to like just place your awareness here in your heart, my dear. Just place it in the heart. Hakia alaha alakia matuku asa ata 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 ata. Hukua ukua awa ya ata 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 ata. And just give yourself some deep breaths. And you might feel some energy shifting and moving. You might feel the heat or the coolness change, the temperature change. Just let it change. Do the things. If you need to move, you can move. But just let that energy kind of move through you. We're just blasting you. We're kind of blasting you with some diamond light right now. We're to me, how I sense it is a bit of a pillar. So we're kind of encompassing you in a pillar of light. It goes all the way to the earth's core, comes up, embodies you, goes all the way up to the heavens, and it embodies your higher self. It also embodies this Lemurian aspect that is wanting to come to you and reintegrate. So here's the thing. This part feels like it also might have memories for you. So don't be surprised if there's things that you're starting to remember from other lives, especially this Lemurian life, that you're like, I don't know how I know this. Why is this all of a sudden, like, why do I have access to memories that I didn't have access to before. It's because this part was carrying those memories, and you were just operating in a space or from a space that it just wasn't flowing. Those memories weren't flowing, weren't allowed right, just right yet. But now I'm hearing, don't be surprised if you start having access to, times on Lemuria or things of that such, okay? As far as, okay, I'm hearing to ask you, Mama, Mama Sally, do you have any specific questions or need for guidance at this time? Like, I'm hearing, like, do you have a specific question? Because I almost feel like you have a specific question that you want to ask. And let me scroll through these comments. Betty, thank you for the heart me. I really appreciate that. And thank you for the rose as well. Goldie, the best thing to do is, ask him his intentions. Sometimes you just got to bite the bullet and do the thing. And that's the best advice. You actually confirmed everything. Okay, so, all right, cool. I got you. I got you. Okay, we're just gonna, okay, so the rest, I feel like the rest of this is going to come in as like I like to call them ETs, energetic transmissions. So, do you want to accept this transmission of energy and light language and codes? Because that's what I got for you, girl. I moved to Mount Shasta in October. Oh my God. That's Telios, girl. Speaking of, that's in the Integratron, but high vibes. All right. There are definitely links to Lemuria there too, though. Okay, so you, all right. You said yes. You set the codes. Okay. All right. Yeah, I know. I'm like, holy cow. Joanna Bradley, thank you for following me, the live creator. Okay, so you said yes. Okay, let me just tune in and find the right. Okay, Mama, I want you to, again, focus on your heart. You also might feel this in the sacral. You also might feel this in like the womb sacral area. So if you want to focus there, that's okay too, is what I hear. So either or you can place it on both. If you're more advanced, or if you feel like, oh yeah, I want to do that. Hiala mahuasai kiata. Halas kiamata kiata. Halakua lakua laha mahaya taha taka. Laha. Suku sisi asa shakuata. Yamata. Halakuata lakaata. Kia ana hawa tu wasititititi. Kiawa. Kiata alaka atakut atakata sikiha hata sikiha ala atoku hua hasa lakua asi ka ha atiti Asua. So just feeling any sensations that arise, or if the heat changes or whatever, just focusing, continue to focus in that heart or that sacral, And then just allow like little awarenesses of those sensations as they come in. Hakuata, hata, hata. So, but I want you to stay connected to the energy that's streaming into you right now. Halaya mahala matakiata ata 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 kaya. Ikiamata kiamata kiata ta 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 ata 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 ta ta ta. I'm even hearing at this time Lemurian priestess. So activating that Lemurian priestess hood, priestess vibes, those codes. Very, very divine feminine in her power. Esiala au uia ia kita ata kiata ata kiata akiata ata 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 asiata 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 okuala ka asa ta 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 osa ia ata 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 ata. Again, just reconnecting to the heart or that sacral space. And just letting the codes land wherever they need to land and just trusting they're going to land and activate and clear whatever they need to activate, land wherever they need to land and activate and clear. Just trusting, trusting, trusting. Okay, so you might feel a bit of a rush or some kind of intensity as this part kind of, as we kind of complete this little bit of a merge that's happening here. Again, and then just coming back into that heart space, letting whatever temperature changes or whatever, just coming back into that heart space. So bring your awareness back here to that heart. Ka'ata, 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 lekiama, hakuata. The cycle of forgetting is over for you. You have much medicine to spread and disseminate from this land that you are on. In the coming days and weeks, we invite you to walk on this land. Barefoot is preferred. However, we understand that sometimes it's not practical to do so. As you walk on the land of Shasta, Wonderland is what we would call it, because there is many portals to many different lands and times and spaces and dimensions. We would like you, or we invite you to allow your own intuition to bubble up and just guide you where to go. So you don't have a specific destination. You just have a simple feeling to follow. This is going to bring down the understanding the experiential embodiment of the divine feminine wisdom that is coming back as remembrance to your own soul. There is no destination. There is simply a feeling and a call and an understanding, aka understanding of where to go, what needs to be done, what is the next step. And as you do those steps, the next step is revealed, the next step is revealed, the next step is revealed. So there is simply only feeling and we would invite you to do this 3 times at least in the month of December. There are new codes is the only translation that I would have for it. There are new codes for you that you also will be disseminating and like passing out energetically to those who you meet. Whether it is through this type of connection online or whether it is in person. The people in person will get a bigger dose of that medicine, so to speak. So just focusing on the heart and letting the heart open and be as big as it needs to, as big as it wants to, as it kind of welcomes and reintegrates this part, this Lemurian priestess. Thank you for what you did for us in Lemuria. You did more of us a favor for what you did. And because of what you did, a lot of us were spared. So thank you. We thank you. And we see you. We love you. We are guiding you. And just coming back to the heart. And I'm just feeling in, let this land fully in the heart space, because the heart is going to disseminate. It's going to disseminate the medicine to all of the other parts of you that are thirsty for this remembrance. Okay, let's see, what? Yeah, we're just feeling a lot of things. I'm just feeling a lot of things. A lot of layers of a lot of things are happening right now. So just allow the things, let the energy flow. And from this point on, well, you have you kind of have your marching orders, right? So 3 times in December, walking, just like intuitively walking. It feels like you'll be intuitively led wherever, and it feels like you'll be intuitively guided to do things, say things. I can't reveal too much, but that's just kind of the general feeling. So just following your intuition on 3 days at least that you feel called and you feel aligned to do so, and you're like, I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna walk on Shasta today. Other than that, 1 second. Oh, okay, all right. So the part that was speaking, she actually feels more integrated within you now. She doesn't feel so separate, I guess. She feels more integrated. So it's like, oh, she's integrating at this time. So, one second. Okay, follow any intuitive guidance in order to help this reintegration process and to assist your memories and your remembrance to kind of come back online. We're just going to set the intention that let it be gentle, let it be easy, let it be kind, let it be fun. Because it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be hard. Let it be kind. Let it be easy. Let it be gentle. Let it be fun. Let it be gentle. Let it be kind. Let it be easy. Let it be fun. And with that, my dear, I'm getting nothing. So it feels like, yeah, your higher self is doing the thing. Your part is integrating over here. I'm just going to hold space and I'm going to just cocoon you. Ooh, pretty. Okay, I like that. Okay, we're just going to give you some closing codes. Ma'muat, ika'amat, koma, ila'ayamukot. Kiama, 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 takua, takia, takua, takia, takia, ta'ata. Ila lea amatukua, nisiata, yasata, asa, atkiata, ahata. Wasukuya ama, yama, 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 ta'a. May this align you to your highest self. May it empower, uplift you into your highest potential in this life. May it guide you to make the inspired choices and take the inspired action that will align you to that highest potential for your highest and greatest good, which is the highest and greatest good of all. And so it is. All right, my dear. Let me know how that was. Okay, she's already, okay, let me see. All right, yes, thank you. Okay. I was called to the mountain, pulled to move here. That's so cool. Reading is confirming. Thank you so much. All who heard this message was for them too. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And yeah, that's so cool that you were called to move there. I have wanted to go to visit, and the times, there's twice, and the last time was in what, 2019? Well, no, I think it was the end of 2018, or was it? That we almost went, but the fire was on Shasta, and I just decided, oh, let's not go. So I'm still wanting to go to Shasta. I'm so jelly. I love it. That's so cool. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I would totally love that. That'd be great. But so jelly that you get to live there. And that's beautiful. You feel like a very powerful conduit to, again, disseminate and like pass and spread that medicine that's there, that's coming through those portals now. So thank you for doing that. Thank you. He heard call. Yeah, I've definitely tried, but I haven't got a call since. So we'll see. Hi, Charity. How are you? All right. So let's do last call for free readings, paid readings, and other beautiful, amazing services like you just seen here. So Mama Sally, she just paid for what was it? A multi-dimensional mediumship. So that's what that was. And it's always different. It's so cool. But if you'd like a free reading, just comment with your name and a question. It can be whatever is on your mind, my dears. And also keep in mind, I'm here every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 8 p.m. Mountain Time. So if you don't get a free reading today, you can always come back. I would love to have you. But right now, just comment with your name and a question. This is our last call. Just keep in mind, I don't do pregnancy or fertility. The free readings are going to be shorter and more condensed. Or you can ask for a 1-card pull. Yeah. Boop, 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 boop. If you want to look at it. Okay. So the rest, very interesting noises going on outside. So my paid services and my paid readings, in-depth reading, we got quantum healing, mediumship, and multi-dimensional mediumship, which is what you just saw. What you just saw facilitated, light language activation, and then healing readings. Yeah. So if you do want a paid service, then you just go to the link in my bio. You click on the link. You scroll down. There's Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. Okay. That's where all the links to donate and pay are. And if you do pay for a service or donate for a service, you just come back here and you let me know in the comments you donated. Okay. So that, well, because I don't always get the notification on my phone, number one, and then number two, so that we ensure that you get your things. If you feel the call again, absolutely, I will. You're so welcome, and thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow, Mama. I appreciate that. Spirit message. Okay, yeah, sure. I'm actually feeling. Let's do what deck is this? The Work Your Light deck by Rebecca Campbell. I really like this deck. This is a really nice deck. So, Charity, this is going to be for you and for anyone who else resonates with it. What is the ooh, interesting. Very interesting what the cards do. Okay. So I'm going to do both cards for you. 2 of them fell out. So this one is Don't Dim to Fit In. And this card is telling me, because it's in reverse, it's telling me that you are dimming your light to fit in. Okay? It says don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? This can be family dynamics. We're dimming our shine. Other dynamics, other relationships. So the question is, my dear, where are you and how are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Okay, that's one card. This is the other card, which landed face down. Yeah, align your life. What is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? Also, with this card, who? I'm hearing who is no longer in alignment. So both of them, right? What and or who is no longer in alignment with your life, or with who you truly are. Because here's the thing, if you're dimming yourself to fit in, chances are you've attracted people, situations, circumstances, outcomes that are not in alignment with who you truly are. Because if that's what you think, let's see, as a metaphor, if you look in the mirror and you're seeing that, you're going to bring in circumstances, outcomes, friends, etc., that align with this version of you that isn't truly aligned. Does that make sense? So it's time to align your life. And also, where are you dimming your life? Dimming you and your light in order to fit in. Because it feels like there's a who. Yeah, it feels like there's a who connected to this people pleasing. It's people pleasing. That's part of people pleasing. People pleasers do that a lot. They dim their shine. They learn, okay, I got to fit in somehow in order to, because it's all about belonging, but it's even more, belonging, safety, happiness, security, these types of things. This is why we dim our light to shine in, we dim our light to fit in, to shine in. So funny. That's for you, Charity. Let me know how that resonates. Okay. Jazzy or Jassy. I'm going to pull from the same deck, and that's very interesting. So Jassy, your name, or not your name, your card is Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? I literally pulled the same card for someone else, and I've only used this deck like just a handful of times tonight. So it's funny. So how can you mother yourself? Like I was saying in the other reading, another word for mother, how can you nourish yourself? How can you be gentle with yourself? How can you be compassionate with yourself? How can you be graceful and or merciful is what I'm hearing with yourself. So this is, yeah, Star Mother, but also that divine feminine energy that's wanting to come in. Okay, so divine feminine energy that speaks to nourishing, being gentle, resting, rejuvenating, restoring, like I said, being gentle, being compassionate, being nourishing with yourself. The other one, being graceful, being gracious with yourself, being gentle with yourself. Okay, that's your card. Oh, I like it. All the card pulls. Jerry, I'm actually hearing for you my tarot deck. So Jerry, this is going to be for you and for whoever else resonates with this. Jerry, whoa. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay, Jerry. So it seems to be there is a little bit of aggression, yes. Anger, yes. There just seems to be some very wounded masculine energy coming through. So like the word state, right? Excessive control, very inflexible, right? So this, there's, lack of control and very rigid. So there's a lot of very wounded masculine energy. Here's the next, you got 3 cards, and I'm going to just do them really quick. So this is your next card, and I haven't even seen it because they're all facing away from me. They're all face down. So it's time to offload from this energy. Yeah, this excessive control. I need control. It's really, when we're seeking control, we're seeking safety. So we're trying to control all of the elements of our world, even if it's like little tiny minutia, in order to create safety. So it's time to get rid of all that. It's time to reduce, release, readjust, and offload that which is no longer serving you. So set your priorities. What's actually your priority? Okay. The next one is, what is this? Thirst for knowledge. Okay, Messenger of Swords. So we got quick. This actually feels like the masculine energy that I see you, through releasing this control, excessive control. This is how I see, this is how it feels, the more whole, or you could say healed, masculine energy that comes through after offloading the excessive control. Okay, Jerry, that is your little small reading. it was more than a 1-card pull, but for whatever reason, I feel like you needed that. So Tina, have you asked him? I like to ask this to people. Have you had that conversation yet, is what I'm asking. Because as much as I like to, as much as I'm very woo-woo and I'm very spiritual and very psychically open and doing the things, I like practicality. So have you had those discussions yet? And are you still having a weird feeling? What's going on, you know? Latoria, thank you for the follow. Oh, my friend is online. You have? And what was the answer? So can you not trust it? Let's see. I'm not sure if you're still here, Vanessa, but if you can give me a little bit more context, that would be great. I need some lip gloss, but first I need some tea. Okay. So just so you know, I've already done the last call. You're not sure? Okay. Thank you for being so open and so honest. I really, really appreciate that. Okay, Vanessa, hang tight. So Tina, let me just kind of feel into your energy here first, and then you're like, well, okay. So a lot of it is, okay, so Tina, we're gonna read you, yeah? Not read you to feel, well, we just gonna read you. So Tina, it feels like a deeper pattern of mistrust. Yes. Just not fully trusting what? Trusting your decisions and trusting, did I make the right decision? And so a lot of this is in order to avoid pain, right? And this is typical. We all want to, the human condition is to move towards pleasure and away from pain. And a lot of times how we do this is we avoid the things that we don't want to feel altogether, or that we don't want to know, or all the things. So it's kind of a form of willing denial, or willful denial, I guess. But I'm hearing to say that for you, specifically, Tina, and whoever else resonates with this, that it's really to avoid any, one of the things is, I don't want to look stupid. I don't want to come off looking some kind of way. I don't want to be this. I don't want to be this. I don't want to look this way. I don't want to look that way. That's part of the avoidance there. And here's the real kicker. You're avoiding the real issue, which is you mistrusting. And it's not to say we'll get to the partner here in a minute. We're just talking about you right now. Okay? So because you're creating your reality from this. So every circumstance, person, place, outcome, condition you manifest in your life, whether they're limiting or not, whether you feel miserable or happy with them, it's how you're creating your reality. There's all of these points of focus that you've created in order to create this. Okay, so there's just a lot of what it comes across as is avoiding the pain of all of the things, not just feeling silly or stupid, but feeling embarrassed, heartbroken, etc. So you're wanting to avoid overall pain. Totally makes sense. Totally understandable, which most of us do that to some extent. Now, I'm gonna just check in to see your partner's energy, okay? And you just give me a minute while I kind of, it takes me a minute to translate. Yeah, okay. Their energy comes up as a bit defensive. And I don't know if this is a defensive person, but it comes up very defensive of like, how could you even think of that? Which could be totally a red flag. But some people are just genuinely pissed. And it's not necessarily always a red flag, if that makes sense. Okay. So it feels like there is a defensiveness that is setting off your BS detector, but your BS detector isn't quite attuned. It isn't quite calibrated to the truth. Okay. So your BS detector needs to be recalibrated. And that's through, you know, really it's shadow integration, the type of work that I do and help facilitate for people. But I don't get that there's anything going on. I do get that there's a defensiveness of like, how dare you think I ever do something like that? But it feels like just an overreaction and an over defensiveness rather than a red flag that, you know, someone's actually doing the thing. Does that make sense? That's how it comes across. I can always be wrong because I'm human, but that's how it feels. Okay. So, you know, I just feel like it feels like your BS detector isn't quite calibrated to the truth because you have trust issues that are, you know, you've delegated a part of you, which is typically going to be the protector controller that's had heartbreak and violations like that before. So this part becomes hyper vigilant, and we assign these parts to make sure everything's safe. We're going to avoid all the things. So it feels like you're almost preemptively creating a situation that doesn't exist, but it exists up here because there's parts within you that still are operating from old instructions that you have either created or inherited from childhood. Okay. So there's a lot of parts there, but I'm going to leave that there. And yeah, I'm going to leave that there. You're welcome, Tina. Okay, Vanessa. Okay, let me just, you said, will the third party leave this relationship? Okay, so there's a third person in my relationship, and I just wanted to know if this person will be leaving. Okay. Okay, I got you. Thank you for being so open. Okay, let me find you first. Where are you at, Vanessa? Okay. Ooh, this feels like it's creating a lot of, it feels like the sense that I get, it feels like you weren't quite ready, or you didn't quite, I mean, that you were unprepared for the different dynamics and how it would change the structure of the relationship. Okay. And you're like, I don't know if I can do this. So the way I would put that is, it just feels like, you know, unprepared, and it feels like, I don't know if the juice was worth the squeeze, if you catch my drift. It's like fun for a while, and I'm not so sure about this. So here's the thing. You get to have a voice in this. If you don't want this person here or in the relationship, or if you would like to change the structure as, like, you know, they're a friend or they're no longer part of it, you get to have a say in this. So part of it is, girl, remember, you got a voice, and you get to be like, I'm not comfortable with this anymore. You know, can we figure out something else? So a big part of it is speaking up for yourself, speaking your mind, and speaking your truth. Hey, this is how I felt in the beginning, and now this is where I'm at with it. You know, and then, so you get a voice. So remembering you have a voice, and you need to stand up for that. Okay, that's part of your power, and standing and owning your power. Yeah, I really think you need to stand up and say the things. And so not the third party, but you and your partner need to have a very real and honest conversation about where they're at with this third party, because they still feel like, interesting. I would almost wonder if you guys are both feeling the same way. And okay, well, I don't know if you've talked about this with your partner already, and said the things, but I'm almost feeling like your partner's on the same page as you, or if they're not quite, that it wouldn't take very much to get them on the same page as you. Not that this is about convincing or persuading, but just you expressing how you truly feel about this dynamic. Because I feel a great degree of comfort that crosses some of your boundaries that you weren't prepared for. Okay? And that's important. That's important in a relationship, to honor you honor boundaries and you honor your boundary, honor not only your boundaries, but your partner's boundaries, and there being a mutual respect there. Okay? Is there anything else? As soon as you and your partner get on the same page in the relationship, it feels like this other person can kind of dissolve and kind of float into the background. And because I don't know the details or things, I can't tell you, what to do or the things. I'm not here to tell you what to do, but without knowing all of the details, I'm probably going to leave it there. But you gotta speak up, because it feels like you and your partner might be somewhere close to the same page, because it feels like that. I don't know if your partner is really jiving with this either. It almost feels like two people pleasers wanting to kind of do the people pleasy thing, and then not saying the things when it turns in a way that you're like, I really don't like this. Can we do something about this? So I'm going to leave that there, Vanessa, but that's what I feel. Well, you know what? That gets to be up to you and your partner. I think if you guys get on the same page, it's really up to you guys, but it's important that you get on the same page, and from the same page, identify compatibility and or incompatibility. Does that make sense? But that's what I feel for you, Vanessa. I hope that helps. I hope that gives you some clarity, and good luck with that. Yeah, good luck with that. So my dears, I'm done. You're welcome, Vanessa. I'm done for tonight, but I will be back next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 8 p.m. Mountain Time. I do offer, other one-on-one sessions, different things like that. I will have a group. We'll have a couple of group offers coming up soon, so stay tuned. But other than that, have a beautiful, great, ecstatic, wonderful weekend. And I love you. Take care of yourselves. Mwah. Bye. See you next week.